It is compulsory to students if want to complete their study. Internship program is required. The objective is to prepare students for their work environment after graduates. But in certain company take it for granted to use intern for free. This is totally wrong. Although interns lack in experience, does it mean to make them work for free? I've never thought unpaid internship have become particularly problematic, with many accusing them of exploiting students and aggravating socio-economic and also racial disparities, which mean it is bad for students, bad for workers, and also bad for society. So now tell me, who wants to work for free? So I'm strongly disagree if interns work for free. Why interns should be paid for their work? Is intern qualified to be paid? This is not the only platform for interns to gain experience, but also feel how to be a worker that being paid for their work. They also work same like others, so it is unfair to claim that interns are not qualified to be paid for their work. This issue cannot be taken lightly and should be taken more seriously from now. In 2020 and 2021 indicates that COVID-19 has resulted in wage reduction and also job losses for workers. Interns are not exempt either. Employers have announced that internship scheduled during this pandemic would be cancelled without pay, while the majority of students are dissatisfied. They sympathize with the employers. Those who are unfortunate enough to be offered an internship will be able to work from home. Based on the pie chart, student sentiments on cancelled internship in 2020. 70% disappointed, but understand the situation. 26% upset and do not know what to do. Lastly, 4% relieved to not work on site. Source from Yellow, Virtual Internships Statistic Trends 2020. It has come to my attention that interns should be paid for their work. Nowadays, nothing is free. I believe that by providing free labor to employers, unpaid internship also may put full-time paid workers at disadvantage. If this situation happen to your precious sons or daughter, you as a responsible parent must oppose to against it. Maybe not now, next is for sure if these issues prolong. So listen carefully on what I'm gonna tell the rest of you. In any event, an intern is someone who is interested in learning about your company and the business world in general, and then will assist your company to run smoothly. If the company itself do not pay for their interns' work, the productivity and motivation of the interns will decreasing drastically. Some interns think maybe they could save some money from their work. Not to be mentioned that to support their own living costs during the internship program. Now, what kind of benefits that the company will gain after paying the interns for their work? Usually, they only think benefits with profit margin. It is because interns lack in experience to handle in certain projects and lack in all scope to be declared. This is the main reason why companies do not wish to pay interns for their work. I fail to agree with them because of, in my point of view, intern will give a huge positive impact to the company if they will be paid from their employer. Next, employers often convert interns to full-time employees, which reduce any training related costs anymore. Employees who start out as interns also likely to stick around than those who did not start as interns. I remember my first day on the job at this organization. I was an intern as a supervisor. It was my first job and I was excited to receive all the support and encouragement from my co-workers, as well as the fact that I would be receiving a paycheck, which would be my first pay. On the last day, the company having me, they throw a farewell party for me. Before I'm finished my interns as a supervisor, the company welcome me again in the future. So, intern also bring energy, perspective, and new ideas to employers. This is proven. An indirect benefits to the employer is that intern keep staff on their toes. Current employees may try harder for fear of being replaced by someone younger and more eager, more enthusiastic, and with fresher ideas. It is crystal clear that who have paid programs and have tracked the difference have found massive benefits for their business as a whole and for their bottom line, according to a lot of research with big employers. Here's what is discovered, which are when compared to unpaid position, you get 3 times the number of applicants for roles that pay at least the minimum wage. This translates to a significant increase in intern quality, culture fit, and everything else that goes into hiring. Next, paid interns are more likely to convert to full-time hires and to stay with a company for the long term. As we can see, internship that pay lower your risk. Internship lawsuits have increased, including major cases against Fox Searchlight as example. In addition to the risk of being sued, having unpaid intern puts your brand at a risk of negativity publicity. So, what are some of the other benefits of paying interns? For this reason, the most important factor is diversity. According to statistics, African Americans are much more likely than white and Asian students to have a debt college. They are also more likely to be first-generation college students who rely on their families for financial support. If students are forced to choose between a paycheck and internship program, organizations trying to hire diverse candidates will struggle. Although it may seem to pay interns such a waste, the truth is not at all. Think twice before do something, either it is beneficial or not. By the time you pay the interns, the moral boost and the growth in confidence increasing drastically. As a result, this is where the journey of interns to build up their career and moving forward. Moreover, the intern will feel that they are being appreciated for their work. I believe that you will receive abundance for your giving. The more you give, the more you will have. Thank you for listening.